Okay, this is video 2 of solving equations by graphing. We have one that is a lot more complicated than our first one. It's not linear, it's actually a cubic. And when you take a look at it, I'm going to step a little closer. I've got x cubed plus 9 equals 3x squared plus 6x. Now there certainly are methods for solving this equation algebraically. That's not our goal here. Our goal here is to solve this one by graphing or graphically using a graphing calculator. So if you take a look, notice how underneath the x cubed plus 9, I wrote a y1, and under the 3x squared plus 6x, I wrote y2. So that means on my calculator, I'm going to set y1, x cubed plus 9, y2, 3x squared plus 6x. So I'm going to walk over here and do this now. So I'm going to go to my y equals, whatever you have in there, just clear out. Okay, and y1, x cubed. Now, if you need to make something cubed, you want to use this caret key right below the clear. That'll make it x cubed, and then that's plus 9. And then I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go 3x squared. I like using the caret key better, but sometimes people will use that x squared there. They'll both work. So 3x squared plus 6x. By the way, the x, where it says xt, theta, and it looks like a small n, that's next to the alpha right there. So we have those. So I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to hit zoom 6 because I want to see what that looks like. And if you take a look there, you can see that it looks like it intersects in one spot and at the very, very top at 2 spots there. I would like to look a little higher on this graph just so I could see it a little better. You don't have to. So you can adjust what it looks like by hitting the window button right there. Window. Since I want to look higher, I want to make my y max a little higher. So I'm going to make my y max 15 instead of 10. And now I'm going to hit graph. And we can see it'll just kind of move the graph up a little bit so we can see that it intersects there and it intersects right there. Now I've got 2 places of intersection. Now this is a key sequence that you're going to get used to. You're going to hit the second and then the calc because that's in blue. We're going to go down to number 5 for intersect. It says the first curve. My first curve is x cubed plus 9. I'm going to hit enter. My second curve, my y2, 3x squared plus 6x. I'm going to hit enter. And then it's asking for a guess. Now I'm going to toggle to the left and I'm going to guess this one over here on the left. It's not going to go exactly on it. You just want to get it close. And I'm going to hit enter. And notice it says for my x value, negative 2.05. I'm not worried about the y value when I'm solving graphically. It's the x value we want. So one of my answers, negative 2.05. But what about the intersection up here? We need to find that also. So we're going to do second calc again, and I'm going to hit number 5. And again, it's asking for my first curve. So I hit enter. It's asking for my second curve, so I hit enter. It's asking, now the guess right now is on top of that first point. We need it over there. So I'm going to toggle to the right so it moves to the right on the graph. And I'm going to just get it close on there. It's like, Mr. Trapp, I can't get it perfect. That's okay. Just get it close, hit enter, and I've got 1.11. So this one intersects in 2 places. And it has 2 answers. Okay, so we had negative 2.05, and then my brain hurts. Got to come back, 1.11. And I'm going to write x equals there. So x has two solutions, negative 2.05, 1.11. As a side note, notice this is to the third power and this is to the second power. You usually cannot have more answers than your lowest degree. So since you have a second there, that's the most answers you can get. It won't always work out. You can have less answers depending on what's going on. Let's take a look at another problem that I have written over here. I have x squared plus 5 equals the square root of x plus 5. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say y1 equals x squared plus 5. And I'm going to say y2 equals the square root of x plus 5. And I got a little close with my phone, but you can kind of see that's what my plan is to put those two in for y1 and y2. All right. Probably catching a little bit of my lovely classroom on the third floor there. So I'm going to clear out my previous problem. Just get it there, hit clear, go down, hit clear. And I need x squared plus 5, x caret 2 for x squared plus 5. Go down 1. Okay, now the square root is in blue over here underneath the x squared key. So I'm going to hit second, square root. And notice how it gives me a square root on the screen there with a parenthesis. Everything I want in the square root has got to go inside the parentheses, and I'm going to close that right there. So that's the square root of x plus 5. All right, so I'm going to hit zoom 6. It's just a standard zoom. And there's my parabola. And there's that one right there. Now, take a look at that. Do those cross each other? The answer is no. They don't intersect. We didn't have to do hardly any work for this one. The answer is no solution. There's no values that you can put in which will solve that equation. All right, period. So again, there's ways to algebraically show it. That's not the purpose of what we're doing here. But when they cross, those are solutions. You need the x values. When they don't cross, it's no solution. All right, I'm going to do one more video with a couple more problems, and hopefully that helps everybody. Thanks.